Hey everybody, welcome back to I Know a Guy. If you're new here, my name is Anthony. I'm a business profit advocate. Here we interview entrepreneurs, business owners, professionals, and people just doing cool things. For example, today we're meeting with Deborah Finestone. She helps small businesses and nonprofits find more people that they can serve, and she's been doing it for almost 9 years. How you doing today, Deborah?
I'm great. How are you?
I can't complain. The chest cold's basically gone. I have the occasional cough left, but it's almost done. So I'm I'm doing much
Good.
better than I
Good.
was a couple weeks ago. So awesome, awesome. So where are you calling in from?
I live in the San Francisco Bay Area in California.
Okay. Are you a lifer? Are you new there?
Let's see. I've lived here 12 years now. I am originally from California and I was up here and then went back to school back east in New York and New Jersey for what, 9 years? So a little bit back and forth.
Okay, awesome, awesome. How do you like it out there?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Well, what do you recommend somebody that never been there? What do you recommend they do when they visit?
Oh, that's a hard one. Um, if it's San Francisco, I would say Golden Gate Park, I think some people will pass over, and it's actually really nice.
Is that the one
Um,
with the redwoods, the Golden Gate Park? Or am I mixing that up?
uh, I don't think they have too many redwoods there. There is
No.
another north of the bay that has them
Okay. Well,
near woods.
I don't know what I'm talking about, so
It's
just ignore
okay.
me. So awesome. So what can you tell us about what you do?
Well, I love helping small businesses and nonprofits use social media to find more people they can help, whether that's as a customer or as a supporter is usually kind of what it is for the nonprofits. I find that a lot of people really don't like doing this part, and it's largely because they don't know or they've had some bad experiences with social media. They don't like writing, they don't like talking to other people, they don't know what to say, and I love helping them with all of those problems. I love looking at like what are they offering, who are they trying to reach, how do they help people, and sharing all those stories for them.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm not super great at it. I try poorly. But that's awesome. There's definitely a need for that out there. How did you get started doing this? It's been almost 9 years. Kind of what led you down this path?
I started out my career as a journalist. Actually, I spent 12 years doing that. I shifted into more corporate communications and marketing. And I found I always really liked the marketing side of things because, unlike journalism, okay, so I always looked at journalism as I want to give people accurate information so they can make better decisions. Marketing's a little bit different. It's still, I want to give people accurate information so they can make better decisions, but there's a little bit more persuasion involved in it, right? There is not going to pretend that I'm not biased. I love working for organizations that I think are doing something good, that I think are putting something out in the world that has a positive impact. And that includes businesses. It's very easy to draw that line with nonprofits, but anybody making the world happier, healthier, wealthier, safer, those are the kind of places I like supporting.
Okay. So it sounds like you do a lot of good stuff. You enjoy it. What's your favorite thing about what you're doing?
I like uh, I like a lot of things about what I do, but one of them is the coming up with a strategy. A lot of the clients I work with are, for lack of a better term, like throwing spaghetti at the wall. They're just kind of winging it. They're putting stuff out there without really having a plan. But you can find out how well something's working and make it work towards what you want it to do if you have a plan. That starts with having a strategy. And it looks at, I like looking at, there's a lot of things that work for a lot of different people, but being a little bit more creative and digging into what one specific business does and who they're trying to reach and how to little bit more creatively um, connect them in that way, help them build a relationship. So
Okay.
I have a fairly new client, and she's the DJ entertainment company. She's a DJ, and we came up with a few things. We're like, let's do more behind the scenes. She had a lot of videos of her at events. That's great, but doing stuff behind the scenes, wanted to do some more stuff with her staff. She loved that idea, making it more about here's who all of our DJs are, here's who all of our the team that puts together, they do a number of things besides DJ services. Um, and doing those kind of things and seeing how it goes.
Okay. Yeah, I can see why you'd love that. That would be fun. So you've been doing it for almost 9 years. You obviously have some hard won lessons over that time. What's something that you would do different today if you had to start over?
Um, I'm pretty happy with the path I've taken. I think always, um, if somehow before I started this business, I had been able to start building more relationships, connections with people in the business community in my area. But because I worked for corporate my entire career before starting this business, that wasn't such a priority. Um, because that's such a key thing. It's having more relationships with people who know who you are, whether that's to refer you, to share information, to be clients, to any number of things, work with you, be partners. So that one's always really key.
Okay. So you deal with a lot of different kinds of businesses. You're helping them with their social media, whether it's a business or a nonprofit. What's one thing they all have in common that they might be getting wrong that you can go in and more often than not, it's a pretty easy fix for you?
Sometimes there's just some really little technical things on different platforms, people treating Facebook and Instagram the same, for example, and that's not going to get you the best results. And same with LinkedIn, not going to get you the best results. Um, I think a lot of times people spend too much time selling, too much time talking about themselves and what they do and what they offer people, effectively selling. And if you think about it, if you go on social media, that's not what you're there to see. You're there to be entertained, you're there to be inspired, you're there to learn something, you're there to find out what people are up to, whatever it may be, but it's not to be sold to in most cases. Even though sometimes you see really funny things in ads on social. I have a cat. I get so many like cat videos and cat toys stuff. And yeah.
Yep. You're not wrong. And you almost had another one. He's trying to climb over my shoulder while we're talking. So I was fending him off while you were talking. So ignore me. But okay, awesome. Yeah, that's great. So what does an average client for you look like? Do you have a particular niche you prefer to work with, a size or
Where I find the best success is someone who's been in business at least a few years, let's say 3 to 5 years. When they're really new, it's really hard to start getting going. As much as I also really like helping the brand new businesses, like I said, you get a little better results when someone has a little bit more traction already. They also need to have enough bandwidth to be a partner with me. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people want to hire a social media manager and wave a magic wand and suddenly everything gets done for them without them doing anything. Unfortunately, that's not really how it works because I'm not the expert in my field. Best example of this is a client of mine who's an attorney. I'm not an attorney. So we have conversations about what he wants to talk about, some of his cases. I will go do research. I will write everything up, put it all together, but he has to review it, of course, make sure it's the way he wants it done. And in that case, like really, literally, like legally correct. Um, and so it's a partnership. And that's something that when a business is either too small or someone really has no interest, it doesn't work very well. You have to understand it's not, I want to be a team member, but I'm not exactly taking over everything. You're still the expert on what you do.
okay. And then how about power partners when you're out networking? Who's a good referral source that you can kind of work back and forth with?
I like working with other people in the marketing space that do something a little bit different, but can often be very closely related. So whether that's a marketing agency or a website developer, someone who specializes in SEO, um, video producer, I've worked with a few different ones, a few really good projects. Um, Graphic designer, same thing. Sometimes someone has that and then it's like, okay, where do I put this? I want to put it on social, but I don't know what to say. We're back to that one. Um, the yeah, those are, in that space.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I actually think I have a couple people that might be good fits for you, so we'll talk about that afterwards.
Sure.
But so
Business coaches are another good one because a lot of times they'll be telling people you need to do this, this, and that in marketing. And if someone doesn't either want to do that thing or know how to, they need someone to help with it.
okay, awesome. Well, if you're talking to a business, what is a way for somebody to get started social media marketing if they have no experience?
If they've done nothing before,
Mhm. Maybe they
yeah.
have a Facebook page but never used it.
Well, I was going to say, start with having a page. A lot of people, and I'm actually am a fan of, especially LinkedIn and Facebook. Use your personal profile as well, but have a business page. It shows that you are actually a business. Um, setting that up correctly is something I'm always, first thing I do with clients, make sure that all looks the way it needs to and it's getting out to the people and, it's not, for example, marked private. Um, Creating content is again the next thing. Okay, you've got to post something. You do want to be engaging with other people, talk to other people, but you need to share stuff yourself so that they can get to know you and can see what you're all about. There's a very not a fine line, but it's a balancing act between, like I said, you don't want to be always selling, but you do have to tell people what you do, what you offer, but also being educational, being entertaining in a very broad sense of the word, something people want to see. It's something I also help people with in my training course. I have a big long list of essentially prompts that are here's things you can share on social media. Because a lot of times you just don't, what am I supposed to say? There's a lot of answers to that.
Yeah, for sure. And you definitely have a lot of people that maybe they don't want to show their face, or just kind of getting stuff out there might be a little intimidating to them. So what advice would you give those people?
This is one of those cases where practice makes good enough. It's not even perfect. It's never going to be perfect. And actually, one of the things that's nice about, I think, about social media is that authenticity counts for a lot. People are there because they want to see you, hear about you. They're looking for it if they're following you, especially. And so just be yourself. Perfect example here today. This is my home office. It's not particularly fancy or anything. Yes, I have it blurred, but I'm not in a studio. I don't have, you've got a headset, nothing wrong with that, but I don't have a headset. Just be you. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. And it's okay to stop and pause and stuff like that because we're all human.
Really,
That's
really,
what we connect with.
it's really serendipitous that I'm having this conversation with you after the meeting that I had earlier today. Somebody said it was, how did it go? It's better to be done than perfect. So having something ready to go than just critiquing it, because you can fix it as you go. So there's something
Yep.
to be said for that. So awesome. Well, is there anything that I failed to ask or missed that you really wanted to mention?
Um, no, I always love it. Like I can talk forever about this stuff. I love helping people figure out how to do it. I mentioned there's a list that I'm happy to share with people about like what to put on social media. I also have another tool that might be of interest, and it's the 5 things that every post needs to have in order to be effective, to be successful. It's a checklist. It's actually pretty short, but I think it would make a world of a difference to people doing their own social and starting out and seeing where their own, room for growth. I don't say, shortcomings. I mean, like we all got room to grow.
Perfect, perfect. So for folks that want to reach out to you, that want to work with you, that might, be interested in, getting that started, how do they do that? What's the best way to reach you?
Sure. Well, you won't be surprised. I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram as Finestone Marketing Solutions. That's the name of my company. It's Finestone_marketing on Instagram. My website is dfinestone.com. There's a lot of resources there, ways to reach me. You can join my email list. I send out stuff like that checklist. And if you send me a note, any of those ways and want that checklist, I'll just send it to you.
Awesome. And I will say, Deborah's also new to the connector community. So, people that are a part of the connector community, feel free to reach out to her there as well, because that's the whole idea behind it is we're trying to meet people, we're trying to engage, we're trying to help each other grow. And that's what the community's there for. But perfect. I really appreciate you coming on, Deborah. If anybody out there wants to get in touch with you, I absolutely recommend that they do it. If they're shy and they want to, ask me first, I'm more than happy to make a 3-way introduction for you as well. But if anybody out there would like to be interviewed, feel free to reach out to me. My link tree has all the socials that I posted everything on. It has my scheduling link. I'm happy to have a conversation with you as well. But otherwise, Deborah, again, thank you for coming on today. I hope you have an awesome day, and let's all get out there and meet some people. All right.
Sounds good. Thanks so much. I had fun talking to you too.
My pleasure.